Hello everyone. The next practical would be about compile the information from financial agencies that will help you set up your business. See, any business you need capital, you need money. Sometimes we do not have that capital. It does not mean that without capital we cannot start the business. There are ways, there are some banks, there are some government agencies, there are some private agencies that are going to help you to give you capital, and you can definitely execute your idea into a business venture. But before we do that, we should understand and we should know, and in order to know, we should put in so many efforts that what are the different agencies that will help us to give money, to give capital, so that we can convert our idea into a business. So today the practical would be, the title of the practical is, as I said, compile the information from financial agencies that will help you set up your business. When I say financial agencies like cooperative banks and national international banks, mostly you should go to the formal financial agencies which are registered through RBI. Don't go to private money lenders. Obviously they will simply suck a blood out of you, and if you want to start a business you will simply make a fiasco of yourself. So do not go to a private money lender. So what is this practical and what you are supposed to do? First of all, you have to visit a financial agency, any bank, which may be private, it may be government, or it may be cooperative bank. You have to go over there. If physically it is not possible for you, you can visit their website. Obviously there are so many websites that are available, there are so many YouTube videos that are available. They will tell you what are the different agencies that make capital available for the new ventures or the startups. So you have to first of all visit either the website, or physically you can go if you have time and inquire about it. The second thing what you need to do, what are the different schemes that are available over there, you have to check. You have to check the loan amount, you have to check the period of repayment, you have to check the rate of interest, you have to check the subsidy, you have to check any other facilities that is available for the new startup or the new venture or the new business. You have to compile it. Now what is meant by compiling? Compiling means you have to collect the information, and in a proper sequence you have to put one paper after another. So in the very beginning, what you are supposed to do, if you want to start a business or a small scale enterprise, you have to start from the scratch, and from the beginning which step you have to take, the first step, second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step, up to the final establishment of your business venture. You have to compile that information. Remember, this practical, do not simply complete it as a formality or for the sake of 10 marks. What you need to do is assume that actually you are going to have your own business and you want to set up. You have one good idea, very innovative idea, and now you want to convert that idea into a business venture. From that point of view, you have to collect, because you never know, in future you may think about starting a business and you don't know how to start. But at this level, when you are completing your diploma or degree, and if you collect the proper original authentic information from authentic resources, or visiting physically to any financial institute, you will realize what are the different things that are required, and how to gain the capital, or how to make the different documents, licenses, permissions completely arranged in proper information. It may be a digital folder or it may be a physical file. You have to compile that data, and this is how you have to complete it. And and finally you have to write in 10 to 20 lines your journey, what kind of business you would be starting with the help of such government agency or any agency that you approach for the capital. You have to mention in 10 to 20 lines. This is very important. So this is the next practical. Then you have another practical which is again about the compilation. Compile the information from government agencies that will help you set up your business enterprise. Similar process you have to do in this practical also. You have to visit the government agency, any government NGO, any government office, any official, any cooperative, which is any cooperative agency which is funded by government, any scheme which is launched by government. You have to approach. Maybe you can physically visit the office, or maybe you can search on the website, or maybe any app, and you have to collect the information. Now what you need to collect, you have to check the schemes that are available. See, schemes, government schemes are available as per the caste. For one particular caste they provide a particular scheme. For particular religion, particular region, If you are in a minority, what are the different schemes that are available for the minority so that they can set up their own small scale industry? You have to inquire when you visit such government agency. Besides this, you should also inquire about the loan amount. You should also ask about the repayment schedule. You should ask the subsidy that the government offers. You should also see I mean, the rate of interest. It may be free of interest or it may be having very less interest. So government schemes for setting up new small scale business, it is very, very a kind of blessing for all the new budding businessmen. So you have to start and first of all search out what are the different schemes available and what scheme you are eligible for. The next thing that you have to inquire about, what is the eligibility criteria. It may be your income, it may be your residential status, it may be your caste, it may be your religion, it may be the region from where you belong. That parameters are the criteria of the eligibility you should inquire, so that you should make yourself eligible for that particular scheme. And if you do not have the particular documentation, you can go and get it done. And today itself you have to start doing it. It is because you never know that the future next Ambani or Adani is there in you. You have to give yourself a chance. Most of the time what we feel that so many negative things about business and business are failing and all, we listen and negativity attracts more. That is human nature. But you have to give yourself a chance. When you do not have anything, you have nothing to lose. So why not start something scratch? You know, Reliance industry is not made in a day or in a year. This is the third generation that the people have invested in. And that's why you should also give yourself a chance. And first of all, if you do not have money, if you do not have capital, obviously you have to take the help from government schemes. And in order to get the help from the government schemes, you have to know what are the different schemes and what is the eligibility or which scheme you are eligible for. And accordingly you can have your own idea, whether you want to start your own poultry, whether you want to start your goat farm, whether you want to have something related to farming or something related to secondary business or tertiary business. You have to decide. But first of all, you should know what are the different schemes of the government agencies that are available for you. And that's why you have to visit them physically. Most of the time, if it is a government scheme, physically if you visit maybe once or twice or thrice, then only there are the chances that you may get the correct and authentic information. You will also inquire about the training, the education, the age, everything in that eligibility criteria, so that you should feel that this is the scheme made for me and let me take the advantage of it, so that my livelihood, my life will be uplifted. And finally, in this practical again, you will write in 10 to 20 lines which business you will definitely start with the help of such government scheme. So this is another practical. The next practical will be prepare technological feasibility report of a chosen product or service. You select any product that you want to manufacture, you want to sell it and you want to make business out of it, or you want to start any service venture. It may be giving services to the people in terms of maybe tea stall, in terms of coffee cafeteria, in terms of maybe hair cutting saloon. It may be a bar, it may be anything that you want to start in terms of service or the product. But first of all, what is this technological feasibility? You have to understand. Feasibility means anything if it is possible and affordable, or it can be done. For example, if I have a small business, how much technology, how many machines that I can employ and I can buy, so that my business will be quick and it will spread and it will enhance its scope. But in order to do that, first of all, I should understand and I should write down on paper if it is feasible to use technology in my business. Now, in order to do that, you have to come up with the evaluation criteria. The evaluation criteria would be financial cost, machinery, any software, any hardware that you want to bring in your business. You have to understand how much it will cost. Can you invest that much? If you invest, maybe right now you may feel that it is not affordable, but in time to come, maybe within 1 year or 2 year, you will see that whatever amount that you invested in buying that technology or the machinery, you can get it recovered and you will be in profit. Your business will be quick, it will be in profit. And that's why you have to think and you have to manage on paper, first of all, that how much cost of that technology would be. Second thing, you should also talk about tax impacts. So if you are using any technology in your business, obviously the tax slabs increases. So you have to take into consideration that how much GST, how much taxes that I have to pay if I am going to use machinery in my business. For example, if I am doing my farming, I'm using ox, I'm taking the help of all these oxen in order to tilt or in order to cultivate my land. But if I want to buy a tractor, I have to first of all invest the amount to buy a tractor. Then the maintenance of the tractor, the taxes that I need to pay for to the government because I'm buying the tractor. Besides this, it requires diesel, the fuel. So all these things and the costs you should take into consideration when you are writing a feasibility report of a technology. That means whatever technology or machinery that you would plan to use in your business, you should understand how much cost it will, how much it will cost to you. If you can afford to invest that much, maybe in long term it will be beneficial, but right now how much cost I have to invest, you have to think about it before using it, before using the technology in your business venture. So this is the report that you have to perform, you have to write down. And the evaluation criteria, the first parameter is how much cost of that machinery or the technology. Then the tax, how much tax will be increased. Then the public perception, sometimes the things that you make with our hands, if we are going to use the machinery for that, sometimes the perception of the public may change. For example, homemade chapatis and homemade bhaji that you want to sell, and if you come up with a new machinery in your kitchen, and the chapatis and the bhajis, they are simply made by a machine, sometimes the people may not like it because the personal touch is lost, and you may incur a loss. So before going to introduce any technology in your business, you should also take into consideration the public opinion, because that is where they are your customers and they are your consumers. And if they deny to buy your services, your product, obviously you are going to incur a huge loss and you may be on footpath the next day. Besides that, in this feasibility report, you have to also talk about the environmental effects. If you are going to use technology, machinery, obviously it is going to increase the carbon footprints. And if that machinery is going to increase the carbon footprints, obviously the government will not give you permission for that. And even if the government gives you, the tax would be at higher cap. So you have to understand the environmental effects of that machinery or the technology that you would be employing in your business. Then other resources, you cannot simply come up with a machine. You need an operator, you need a skilled person, you need a skilled manpower, you need the maintenance of that particular machinery or the technology. If it is a hardware and software, obviously you need to keep it updated. So all these things, all these resources that are needed, you need money for that, and all these things you have to take into consideration before you use any technology, any machinery in your business. And this is how you have to prepare a report of technological feasibility in your business. So this is another practical. The last practical would be prepare financial feasibility report of a chosen product service. Now, what is this financial feasibility? How much viable your business is as compared to the investment, and the investment of money, investment of time, efforts that you put in. You have to prepare that. Now, how to prepare it? There are simple steps. Number one step is examine the market. What is the need of the market? What are the competitors? How much they are selling a particular product for or a service for? You have to examine what is the need of the market as of now, and how many people are there to provide the customers and the consumers with. So you have to thoroughly survey the market first of all before you launch your business. Ascertain the possible startup cost. How much it will cost? It may be for a piece of land, it may be for electricity, it may be for connections, it may be for permissions, it may be for raw material, it may be for skilled and unskilled manpower, it may be for marketing, it may be for selling the product, it may be your retailers, your wholesalers. Everything you have to consider in the cost, that how much it will cost you. Make a projection of cash flow and profit plan. You have to simply come up with a clear plan that if I am going to invest maybe 5 lakhs rupees, within 1 year or 2 years, how much return I would be getting. So you have to study that also, and you have to put it on paper. The next point on which you will write the financial feasibility report is determine the return on investment. See, majority of the time the saving account gives you 3 to 5% of return every year. Besides that, if you invest in any SIP or maybe in share market, the chances are that up to 15% you may get the return of your investment. Point is, you have to understand that as compared to all these schemes, if you are going to invest that much of amount, how much amount or interest you would be getting, maybe within 5 years, within 10 years, or maybe within 1 year. You have to understand that, and you have to simply put it in black and white form. Forecast future performance. Whatever businesses you start in future, they may not be that much important. For example, nowadays, because of this phone pay, Paytm and all, the plastic money is completely gone. Now there is no money as such, there is no cash, the people are not carrying it. So anything that is related to such businesses, like preparing the credit cards and debit cards and all, this business is going to go down. Maybe in future you will see that there is no money at all in anybody's pocket. You are simply using the virtual platform to transfer money and get the things. So you have to understand that if I start this particular business in future, maybe 10 years, 5 years, what would be the situation of my business? Will it be redundant? Which will it be useful for the people? Will I get the business after 5 years or no? For example, initially the people started with cyber cafes. Nowadays nobody can see the cyber cafe. Hardly any one or two cyber cafe you will see, because that business is gone, because everything is available in mobile phone. So all these things you have to take into consideration. Provide the management team with intelligent statistics. You cannot all alone handle everything. You cannot simply handle the manufacturing, the sale, the marketing. You cannot go for the audits and all. You cannot do it all alone. You need team, skilled and unskilled, very talented, experienced people. So you should know how to shortlist and select the particular team and manage them, provide them salaries, provide them incentives. So all these things you have to invest in. You have to prepare a plan of it. Whatever business you want to start, it may be a small scale, or it may be of middle cap, or it may be on higher scale. So you have to simply do that. Then the last point, that you must make the financial feasibility report on locate area of growth. You cannot simply start any business venture anywhere. You need to have the proper you have to take the advantage of the location also. And that's why the shops that are there on the main road, where there is a lot of crowd, they cost a bomb. And that's why the selection of location is also very much important. For example, there are some chapati bhaji sellers. They simply set up their small stalls outside the bus stand, or maybe outside the railway station, because they know that the people who work 9 to 5 job, they do not have that much of time to prepare homemade food. Better they simply come up to the particular bus stand or maybe a railway station, from where they can simply take 3 chapatis and bhaji, and they can go with that tiffin. So this is how the advantage of the location you should take into consideration when you are preparing the financial feasibility report of any product or any service that you want to start. For example, if I want to start a stationery business, wherein I would be selling some books, notebooks, or any stationery items like pen, pencil, eraser, printouts, Xerox machines and all, I have to make sure that in the vicinity there has to be a college or the school or maybe a government office, so that I would be getting the ready-made customers and the consumer then and there itself. So all these things you should take into consideration when you write the last practical of your subject, entrepreneurship development, that is financial feasibility report of a chosen product. So I have cleared all these practicals. I would be busy in election duties because I am the zonal officer of Kalwa. Point is, in my absence also, you all have to follow my guidelines and prepare your practicals and perform them very sincerely. Do not copy and paste, because if you copy and paste, you will get nothing out of it. If you really want to have or set up your own business, I'm damn sure that if you complete all these 12 practicals very sincerely on your own without copying and pasting, you will definitely develop a good sense of starting your own business in future. I wish you good luck. Thank you.